Hey y'all, my name is Allie. If you don't follow me or you're not watching this from my social media and don't typically follow me, I actually got this idea after a therapy session I had a couple months ago. I've decided to finally do it. Today we're going to be reading 2020 hate comments. These people came at me, at my throat in 2020. It's now 2024. I'm stronger and these comments don't affect me like they used to. So this is what we're going to do today. And I'm going to be showing on the screen here what I'm reading, some screenshots. Alright, and I do just want to mention Believe Survivors sweatshirt merch from Callisto. Please go follow them. They're a great survivor community and group online where you can report anonymously if you're on a college campus. Just a little plug for them. They do great work. Sorry if that was a long intro. Let's jump right in. There's an article, and these were articles that came out, excuse me, it was 2019 that this occurred. I never know what year it is anymore. And I do just want to say, this video is not to go and harass anybody, bully anybody, but since this is a public platform, I will be showing the names because they posted this publicly, and they are adults over 18. The first hate comment, here we go, I'm going to pop it up here. This could be any one of you on here. All it takes is an accusation to start an investigation. Then, next thing you know, you're in a courtroom looking at doing time for something you didn't do. Then everyone on here would be talking the same crap about any of you. Holy. I do understand. Anybody can be accused, right? Okay. But the difference in this situation is, when I first came out with what happened to me, I did not want this to go further than it did. At that point, I was brave enough to take it to court. I do believe, people are innocent until proven guilty. But this person also admitted to it during the investigation, so sorry, Lee. That's all I got for you, buddy. Here we go. Sweet old Jessica. This is bull. I've known Angie since I was little. She would never do anything like this. She's a good person. And this is one of the comments that you see a few of the same realm here. Unfortunately, someone may be a good person on the outside, but that doesn't mean that they don't do bad things. For example, Jeffrey Dahmer, he looked very attractive, and, this man had some riz in his day, okay? But he also murdered people. Jessica, don't think that logic works here. Megan Lee. Megan, here we go. I don't think it's quite fair that the trial is ongoing, yet the victim was allowed to write and publish, okay, a book about this. Seems like a conflict of interest to me. Praying for you, Angie, innocent until proven guilty. And I already was very outright about my book, but the thing about it is, I did not include any names, even though I could have, because all this was factual and it wouldn't have been called libel or false information because it was true. Regardless, I did not include the name. Just out of being a decent human that I am, I left the names anonymous and was writing about my own experience. I also, when I published this book, I did self-publishing on Amazon. I made maybe $50 from one of the books. Like, come on now. It wasn't about the money for me. It was literally about just getting my thoughts out and sharing it for awareness. So, moving on to article number 2. This article was, the headline just tells you right there how society treats survivors. Ma'am, this woman was at the ripe age of 40, okay? I was 13. Just want to put that out there. First comment. I've known AP for 34 years and I've had the privilege of calling her my best friend and proud of it. I can tell you there is no part of her that would ever do anything to hurt a child. Is it wrong for a young girl to have an infatuation with her coach mentor? No, in this case, this girl is beyond warped, and the truth shall prevail. We love you, and we love you, Angie. This kiss ass has been friends with her for several years, and I remember her during the time I was in middle school. I think it's odd that you have children as well, I think, and you think it's okay for an adult to, spend that much time with them and then blame it on the child. Oh, so you might need to do some soul seeking there. Next, my children love Miss Parker as a coach and as a second mom. We know the truth. We love you, Angie. Well, shit, Carla, if you knew the truth, then why didn't you fucking say anything? Because you were there, too, amongst all these little events. And I don't remember having anything nice to say about you, so I'm gonna move on from that one. It's so funny because a lot of these people, like, they knew me in my life, and they were once friends of mine, but then they turn around when the person who gets called out for what they did, they turn around and say, oh no, not them. So this person, court begins 9:30 Monday morning. So all of you that claim to know so much, why don't you show up and see for yourself before pointing any more fingers? I've never claimed to be a perfect mom, but my daughter was with Coach Parker all the time, and never even once did I ever feel uncomfortable with her being with her. I asked my daughter 2 years ago immediately if anything was ever out of the ordinary, and she was with her, and when she was with her, she said, "No way, Mom." Furthermore, Angie has not been on the stand yet, but there you all go, posting that she's victim blaming. Also learn about AP and her background before you judge her. Let's talk about this for a second. And I may be the only person that she did this to. I guess I will never know until someone comes forward. Most of these comments that I've been reading is victim blaming. So, don't know what you're trying to do there. The last part here about know her background before you judge her. Again, people knew Larry Nassar's background, but do you think they thought he did all of what he did? That doesn't mean he's never going to do anything bad. That doesn't make you a good person. That doesn't make you not an abuser. Having a good background and all these accolades and accomplishments, and you're popular in the community, that means nothing. That doesn't make you not an abuser. The fact that both of your daughters were with her all the time, that could be a little concerning, and I'm really surprised that when this came out, you're more concerned about them. You were more concerned about bashing the victim. Alright, so continuing on here. The reply to this last comment, amen, yes, in all caps, well said, ... Get a grip, people. Learn the truth before you start assuming guilt, ... How about you take a grammar lesson before you comment on anything? I don't know what truth she's referring to. Let's continue, shall we? Brenda. Next up is Brenda. So let me get this straight. All of you want to bash A without even knowing all the facts. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? I've known A for 20 plus years, and there's no way she'd do something like this. And why hasn't the victim came forward and owned up to being victim in any of these posts? She sure don't care to post the articles that Hickory Daily Record posts on her private Facebook page. Why not come on here and comment? Or is the victim's name supposed to be kept hush-hush? Well, she's an adult now, so why not blast her name like Angie's name is being blasted? I think all the victim cares about is being in the spotlight and making money off the book she wrote. No, I don't know the victim personally, but I can base my opinion off her just as of what I've read, just as y'all don't know Angie and y'all are basing your opinion off what y'all have read. Oh, and one more thing. Before y'all start saying she admitted it, read the line where her attorney said, officers who interviewed Parker misled her. Brenda, just a few things here, babe, okay? Again, knowing someone for 20 plus years means nothing to me. People knew Larry Nassar for 20 plus years, but did they know that he was also an abuser? Okay. Why hasn't the victim came forward and owned up? In these posts that were literally posted the week of court, I tried to say off social media. So no, I'm not going to go on there and try to defend myself. Because of people like you. The victim only cares about the spotlight and making money off her book. Yeah, that profit of $50 that I made really, really did me good. Just in general, people saying, oh, she just wanted it for the fame, the spotlight. What fame? Why would I want to be known for this? Okay? Let's think about that. Alright? I don't know the victim personally. Correct, Brenda. You don't know me personally. And I would not step 10 feet near you. Officers who interviewed her misled her. Okay, Brenda, I don't know if you know this, but police have these tactics when investigating, where they try to break down the person who did the crime, so they admit to it. Your friend here was only in the interviewing room for under 2 hours. I think it was maybe an hour and 15 is what I remember. So she wasn't in there being questioned hour after hour after hour. So her admitting to this, she was not misled. She said what she did. So that's all I have for you right now, Brenda. It's almost like none of you have never heard of an innocent person being thrown in prison, or that the police are trained to lie and wear you down until they tell you what they want to hear. Don't be so naive. That's why you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, with actual evidence in a court of law. I don't know this person. I don't know if she's guilty or innocent, but that's what a trial is for. The lynch mob needs to calm down and let the court do its job. Eric, you should have stayed out of this one, big guy. Yes, I do agree. Innocent till proven guilty. Sure, okay. But again, she was not worn down when an investigation hour after hour. She admitted to it after like an hour, 15 minutes, like I said. The lynch mob that's coming are people that also know me, and I was a child. Was 13, 14, 15 during this whole era. So regardless of your trash opinion, Eric, she was proven guilty at the end. So here we go, Jessica. I feel like we've already seen Jessica. Hi, Queen. Well, y'all people don't know her like I have my whole life, and she would never do anything like this. She's a good person. Again, I'm not going to reiterate that, but just because this person's a good person, has many accolades, whatever, has a good background, has a good career, that means nothing. They could still be an abuser, as we've seen in society. Okay? So we are going to move on to the last article on Facebook, and again, these are just the top picks that I found of the victim blaming comments, hate comments. So let's finish off here. Here we go. There's one from Tabitha. It's so easy to judge somebody. Half of the people that are commenting on this page never seen a scrap of evidence, and neither did the court for that matter, because there was no evidence. This case just goes to show how broken our court system is, and what happened to Angie would happen to anyone. Innocent people go to jail every day, and AP is one of them. Tabitha, honey, were you there? Because it doesn't sound like you were. There was evidence. There was written evidence, and photos and timelines were explained in trial. So I do not understand what you mean by there was no evidence. Maybe you're saying there was no video evidence of the actual crime happening, but that's typical for these types of cases, right? It was clear, and my attorney made it very clear what had occurred those years. So, Tabitha, doesn't sound like you were there, therefore your opinion is irrelevant to me. So, I'm going on. Pam. And by this, look at Pam's page here. It looks like she's straight out of Boomer City. So, here we go. They didn't allow most of her evidence in court. There were 4 counts against her. It was a hung jury, but the state wouldn't allow that. She had 72 witnesses. The state said to cut her witnesses to a minimum: her husband's son, 1 team member, and about 3 others. When they had most of the team that was coming forward to testify, she was found guilty on the lesser count. The state wanted this over. The prosecutor had another case and wanted this one over. Was that a fair and justice's trial? I think not. I was there. Yes, I cried. When the gorilla, excuse me, that knew nothing about this case threatened her family, she was looking at life. Why hurry up the trial? There were pictures of the bowling alley trip after the bowling rock trip. In this picture, the girls and the adults, some of the parents on the team. The 72 witnesses were a piece of paper that she wrote random names down in our community. I highly doubt even most of these people knew they were on this list, nor would they want to be associated. And they also weren't bringing that spectacle into the courtroom, because that's what it would have been, a spectacle. Her witnesses were cut down, and the fact that her husband still stands by her side, even though he knows she's a predator, and odd. That's all I gotta say. Odd. When she uses the term gorilla here, I'm assuming she's talking about the man who investigated her, and a lot of these people say he bullied her. He bullied her, even though he was doing his job. How about, if you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen? You know, she was looking at life. No, she wasn't. She got 16 months and was found guilty on 1 of the counts. And then the stuff about the picture that she's referring to, I also have the picture of that trip. What's the point, Pam? Okay. I have nothing else to say about that, because you don't know how to use proper grammar either, and it's getting on my nerves, frankly. So here we go, one from Jamie. Here we go, Jamie. Just FYI, it is not throwing names around when you can go on their page and read how they promote their self, and why can the victim, grammar, let's use it, cannot be said, and everyone else can blowing Angie's name up. I love Angie just like a sister, and I loved her before all this, and I don't feel any different after. I support her 100% and always will, because her true friends know the real her. The fact that you don't feel any different about her after, that's concerning to me, and I hope you don't have children. How am I promoting myself? I would much rather not have years of trauma to have to deal with and still live with to this day. But, Jamie, I guess if that's what you think that I'm promoting, weird take, okay? It's from Mitt. Well, the way I see it is that if this happened to the girl, she was sure old enough to understand the way she was supposedly being treated different from others. And you tell me she couldn't or wouldn't go tell another coach or parents why. Maybe because she wanted that spot on the team, and if she didn't get what she wanted, she would make some noise about it. And she did for the life of me. I wish you guys would use grammar. God. It's really starting to affect me. If she didn't get what she wanted, she would make some noise about it, and it did for the life of me. What stops these folks from telling someone? Then when she wasn't in any danger, it makes me wonder at 14, they do know right from wrong about sex. So people wake up. It's not always the adults who cause these things and allow it to happen at that age. Knowing what they know at this age, you are consenting to let it happen when you know it's wrong. SMH. SMH is fucking right, Mitt, because I don't know what the hell I just read. 13-year-olds back then, maybe even now, they don't know I didn't know what sex was. And they also can't consent at that age. Don't know if you knew that, Matt. And also the part about maybe she wanted a spot on that team. Mitt, excuse me. I didn't need help, okay? I was one of the best softball players on the team in school, and then I went on and played softball in college for a year. I don't know, Mitt, that wasn't the case. I was actually good at the sport. But, thank you. Jamie, I feel like I've seen you. And here we go with another one. AP is a wonderful person. She's been around my kids their whole life. The supposed victim is definitely delusional. I don't think for a minute that this happened, and a damn shame that people who are coerced into admitting things that aren't true. The fact that your kids have been around her your whole life, concerning. I had better things to do. This trial was during the spring break of my, when I was in college. I'd much rather would have been on a fucking beach with a fucking margarita, okay? But instead I had to spend it in a courtroom having to see her again. Didn't want this, Jamie. Thank you. Last but not least that I'm going to share today, we got good old Brenda again. Okay, and she just wraps it up for us. Was it worth 15 minutes of fame? You wanted some attention, now you got it. At the price of hurting a great family, you make me sick. ... 15 minutes of fame. God. Did I get famous off this? No, I didn't. I actually just had more trauma from the court trial. The attention that I got was definitely not the attention I wanted, but I'm glad it brought awareness to the situation. I'm glad I did share my story, and I don't regret it, because I know other kids and other people that have gone through this need a voice, and I'm gonna be one of them. Hope you enjoyed this little video we went through today. Hate comments from 2019, a lovely era in my life. Kidding, but in all seriousness, if you do want to learn more about how to help survivors, follow survivors, and support them, you can check out the Instagram page, the S.C.A.R Foundation. It's a foundation that I started in an online group community back in 2018, just to support people like me that things that I was going through. If you have questions or just want to chat or want to know more about my story, I'm going to leave some links below. So yeah.